Hello and welcome to another Cloudscape devlog. I know it's been a little while, 2 months since the last devlog was uploaded, but I can assure you I've been busy with the game working on all sorts of stuff. What sort of stuff, you ask? Well, let's just get right into it. So first off, I've implemented some settings, so now that we have a settings thing, we can actually switch. It doesn't look very good in this stream, but you can actually switch to full screen or windowed. You can also switch the different modes for resolution and the monitor refresh rate. So we're just going to stick with this one. This is going to work, but I obviously don't have any different languages right now, so it's just English. This actually works, but there's no music yet, so the volume doesn't really matter. For sounds, I actually haven't implemented this working yet, so it's just there. But these are going to be global settings, so what would happen is if you're a player, if you have multiple people playing from home, you would have these settings be what you would use in the default like title screen or options or create menu. And then it would be the default settings for each person's save file, but if you go into your save file and change the options in there, then they will be specific for that player. So it kind of works out so that there's this universal sort of option setting, but there's also the ability to have each player have their own personal options. So before, when you would start a new game, it would just immediately load into the game. Now when you start a new game, it takes you to this character creation and island creation menu. It's kind of basic right now, but I'm working on it. So here you can change your name. You can be able to type in like whatever you want here. You can also use this, you can click here or use the controller to access the on-screen keyboard, which is kind of ugly right now, but it works, it's functional. So you can do either one of these things. You can name your character here, you can name your island, we'll just leave them default. This is not working yet, but this will let you choose a different body type. So you can either have the thicker body or the skinnier body. This is also not working yet, but all these settings like save, they just don't have actual like graphics for it to show. So this will change your body color, your whole entire color. So you've got blue, you've got like a purple, pink, and you've got like an orange. These are all kind of cloud colors. So that's why I picked these colors to represent like these cloud characters. You can also change your hairstyle and your face, but again, I don't have those implemented yet, so that will be a thing. Then you can go ahead and click start, and we can just go and load into a fresh game. So we have like a little loading thing down here. I do want to make a nice loading screen. At least it's not fully black now, so you know there's something going on. So that's good. We're loaded into the game. It starts off at the default. The zoom is like really far away actually for this resolution, so you can crank it in and have a closer zoom. It's really up to you. There's a scroll wheel option now, so you can just scroll in and out. You can get really close. I don't know why you'd want to get this close, maybe for a screenshot or something, but it's possible you can get that close. We'll just play at this resolution, it's fine. So we can go up and read this sign. It reads out, you have to read the sign in order to grab the backpack off of the sign, and that gives you your tools. So now we also have this new alert system popping up. I don't think this is something that was in the previous video. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to cover. I'm probably gonna have to split this video up into two, just because it's gonna take a long time to go over everything. So now we have tasks. So you see here it says equip tools, equip a stone axe to the toolbar, or equip a stone pick to the toolbar. So we can go ahead and do that. We can open up our inventory. The inventory now works with the mouse. That noise that you hear is kind of annoying, and that will be replaced. And it won't actually be triggering this noise when you're moving the mouse. I'm going to go ahead and use the keyboard for now. So the controls for the inventory are now fully implemented for controller, keyboard, and mouse. You can use any one that you prefer. So we can go ahead and just pick up items and switch them around like we used to. It's a lot easier now with the mouse because you can just click it and move it around with the mouse. So we can also hit left control on the keyboard to quick equip things to the toolbar. So we can equip everything like really fast. If we now exit the inventory, you'll see that we have new tasks and we receive new recipes. We receive recipes for the stone pick, stone axe. So yeah, the tools will break in this game. But they aren't that big of a deal to replace, so it shouldn't be that big of an issue. I'm going to try to balance it so that tools don't require a whole lot of effort to rebuild, I don't want people to be frustrated constantly having to build new tools. I think right now it's kind of imbalanced to the point where it is kind of frustrating, but for testing purposes, it's fine. So now that we equipped our 2 tools, we can go and look at our new task. We have a gather materials task, and it's basically collect 20 wood, collect 10 stone, and 3 flint. A nice thing about these the task menu now is that the tasks are pulling from literally everywhere. I mean, other than the ground, they pull from your inventory, from your hand, from your toolbar. So if you're holding these items anywhere, then it counts them in the tasks. So before it wasn't doing this, it was just only counting the inventory stuff. So you could have all the items in your toolbar, but it wasn't actually registering that as the task complete. So now it does that. So we can go ahead and gather some stuff. I'll go ahead and just chop a few trees. I'm not going to gather all of the ingredients for this. There is a wood chopping sound now. It's not finalized, but there's something there. So we'll go ahead and chop this tree down. It's going really fast because it's actually frame dependent right now. I need to switch that over to a delta time. So we can pick up our items as usual, and now you'll see we get a new item wood alert. So if you go to our inventory, you can see that we have this little exclamation point. This only happens one time, so the first time you've seen this item, you can just look at it. And once you've seen, oh yeah, and there's also the info display now. So once you've seen what the item is, then it won't show that alert anymore for that item. So here you can see that wood has stacks of 100 and its flammability rating is 3. One thing you might have noticed is there's also this thing off to the left, which is all these rocks that are just there with zeros. That's actually not complete. That's going to be where the player's accessories and stuff are stored. So basically your hat, your pants, your shirt, your belt, all that stuff. So you'll equip that stuff there, and then you can just easily take it on and off from that spot. And also the hand thing actually does work, and this is for holding items. So you can just go ahead and do this, and if you exit, you're now holding that item in your hands. You can take the item from your hand, and now it's gone. So this is a way for you to quickly place an item in your hand, or remove an item from your hand, or do whatever you want with this item. You can also move it down to the equipment bar if you wanted to put it down here. So, and you can also quick move it to the equipment bar or to the equipment or to the inventory. So if you put it into your hand here and then you click it, it just immediately goes into your inventory. Alright, so I'm not going to sit here and collect all of these materials because that's going to take a little bit of time. A couple of minutes, but it's going to take a little bit of time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just exit out of my inventory, and I'm going to go ahead and give myself these items. So I'm just going to spawn. This is a debug trick. I'm going to go ahead and just pick up some wood, pick up the stone, and pick up the flint, and I think I might have to do it twice. No, I got it. So I got new recipes, new tasks, new items. So I've picked up flint and stone. That's new, so I can go in here and look at the flint and stone. You can see that it just stacks 100. That's all the information for that. And then we have new tasks as well, so, and a recipe for crafting table. So we can go here and we can see that we have make a crafting table. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So we can enter the crafting menu by pressing C, and this will give us our handcrafted recipe list, and we can just go ahead and open up the crafting table recipe, and we can see that we have everything for it. This is actually set up so that the materials that you collected are the minimum materials you need to make the table, so you can immediately just make the crafting table. So we're going to go ahead and craft that. That animation will get changed to a handcraft animation. Right now it's just playing the hammer hitting the table animation, which doesn't really work, so we're going to replace that eventually. You can see that we also now got, again, more tasks, more recipes. This is kind of how you progress through the game. You kind of just complete tasks to get recipes, to get access to new things that give you new abilities, new tools, new equipment, all that sort of stuff. So we can go ahead and equip the crafting table and place it down. So we can just go ahead and grab it from here, put it here if you want, put that away. And we can also press the right mouse button to move it around, and we can place it wherever we want. We'll just put it down here. And then we can access the crafting menu. If you look in here, we'll say that we still have tasks to perform. So we need to place a campfire and craft a wooden sword. So if we go in here, we can see that we have a wooden sword, but we don't have enough wood. So we're going to go ahead and just give ourselves some wood here. Actually, there's some wood right here. Fine, we'll take that wood. And you can see we can craft the wooden sword, so we're going to go ahead and craft one. So now that we have the wooden sword, we can go ahead and equip it. You can just click, and there you go. The wooden sword has been equipped. We have a new task, which is eliminate monsters. That's not going to be until later at the night, so we don't have to do that task for now. And the other task that we had was place a campfire. Also, with the tasks, instead of having to come in and out of the menu, you can also just hit the space button or action key, and it'll pin the one task to the UI, so you can see that when you're outside of the task list. So the next thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and make a campfire. So if we go to our crafting, we can see that we have a handcraft recipe for a campfire. We need 1 flint though, so we're going to go ahead and get that. Going to go ahead and pick this flint up here and put it away. So now we should be able to build the campfire. So we can go ahead and build that. And the same as we did before, we can go ahead and just place it down. So we'll just go ahead and put a campfire right here. So now we've got new tasks. Since we placed the campfire down, we can gather food, we can place a stone furnace, and we receive the recipe for a stone furnace. So again, we can go ahead and pin a task that we have, one of these new tasks we have. We can go ahead and pin the gather food task, so we can go ahead and pin that. And it says we need red currant berries and 2 button mushrooms. I think we can actually just go find those. Here's some mushrooms. So you can pick up these 2 mushrooms, put them away. We have our 2 button mushrooms now. Let's find some berries. There's 1 berry bush here. Put that away, and then we have to find 1 more. They're usually on the outside edge of the map, but sometimes they're inside too. There's another one. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'll show you how the task menu can now find items that aren't necessarily right in your inventory. So we have 1 here in our toolbar, but if we pick this up and then we put it away, we'll see that we did complete that task. It counted the currant berry that was in our inventory and our toolbar as 2 berries. So we get the task for a recipe for a stone shovel and a task to dig up seeds. The task to dig up seeds I don't think is actually implemented yet. I do need to go in and like add a action or a event to digging with the shovel to alert the task manager that we just dug something up. So that isn't in place just quite yet. So for now we can go and look at our remaining tasks that aren't digging up seeds, and we have eliminate monsters again, which we can't do until it becomes nighttime and monsters come out. So we can go ahead and do the place a stone furnace task, and we can go ahead and pin that, and it just says craft a stone furnace, equip it, and place it down. So again, if we go into our recipes, we can see that it's not in the handcrafted recipes. But what you can do is you can go up here and click through the different categories and see what other recipes you have. And you can see that we do have a stone furnace recipe, but it requires the crafting table. So we need to first go to our crafting table, because we can't handcraft a stone furnace. We won't be able to access that recipe directly to craft it without being at the crafting table. So let's go back down to our crafting table. Also, you might notice that the grass has different colors here. I'm playing around with hue shifting all of the nature objects like trees, rocks, grass, and bushes and stuff. So they're just slightly different hue shift, so you get a little bit of visual breakup from everything just being exactly the same color and sprite. So we can go down here back to our huge mess of items on the ground. We can go to our crafting table, and now we have access to this stone furnace, and we see that we need 30 stone and 5 flint. So let's go ahead and just give ourselves 30 stone and 5 flint to save ourselves some time. So here's some stone here. Whoops, picked up the rock. Stone there. Flint here. Stone here. Did we hit it? Yeah, okay. So we have enough here. Stone furnace. We can go ahead and craft a stone furnace. Stone furnaces are new to the game. I've also reworked how all of the burning objects work, such as the campfire, and there is also a new wooden torch which you can light. So I'll be going over that in probably the next video. I'm not sure how long this video is going to run, so we'll see. So we'll go ahead and give ourselves the stone furnace, and we can go ahead and equip that again, and we can go ahead and place it down. So let's go ahead and build it right here. Alright, so now we've gotten a lot more recipes and a new task. It just says new task, which I think is actually a bug because I'm adding tasks right now. So just don't mind that, actually. It actually is a task to craft down and place an anvil. I actually added this last night, so that's why it's a little weird. It just says new task. I actually just didn't title it. We're going to skip that one for now, but we will show off the new recipes that we received. So if we go in here, that we can find that we have, obviously we have the stone shovel that we can make, and we have steel bar. So we can make a steel bar, but it requires the stone furnace. So we're going to go ahead and access the stone furnace now, and I'll show you what that is about so far. So if we go over to the stone furnace, it works a lot like the crafting table. So you interact with it and it brings up the recipes that you can use for the stone furnace. So in the stone furnace, we can make an anvil and we can also make steel bar. In order to make steel bar, we need 2 iron and 1 coal per steel bar. So we're going to go ahead and just give ourselves that, since we also have that here. We have coal and we have iron. We can go ahead and do that. And if we go here, you can then see we can build it. So we're going to go ahead and craft one. And the difference here is that this is on a timer system. It's basically it's forging this steel bar. You can see that we have smoke coming out and it's lit up. And we can walk up to it to see the current progress. And you can see it in real time. If you walk away, though, that UI goes away, so it's not cluttering the screen. So once it's finished, which it should finish any second now, we'll just wait. Once it's finished, it pops up, and now it will show you that your steel bar is ready, so you just walk up to it, and you can grab it and take it. So taking a break from the crafting and tasks so far, I'm going to go ahead and show you the cave and where that is right now. First we have to find it, so I'm going to walk around here. It's usually random. It's wherever there's enough space for a cave entrance to be, so it's just going to be along a cave wall somewhere. But yeah, so every time that you start a new game, you will get a different island shape, different terrain, different objects on the island, and also the cave entrance will always be in a different space, even if you have an island that you've been to before that's similar. So far I can't find it. It's here somewhere. I do believe the only last place for it to be would be all the way up north. So we're going to go up north and try to find it. Alright, so I managed to find it. It was in the bottom right corner. It was just the last place I didn't look. So yeah, as you might have noticed, we also have, if you've been following the dev logs, we also have new cave wall graphics and a new cave entrance graphic. These are a much more improved look over what was basically just a flat brown square before, so hopefully they look better than in the previous videos. Alright, so we can enter the cave. The cave only takes like a second to load, so this is generated a completely random generated cave. We can access in here. You can also see that we now have large stones that we can mine, and we also have a bunch of variety of stones in here. I haven't actually loaded in iron and coal, which will be available on this floor. So there's no access to that right now. However, we can go ahead and mine all of this stuff in order to get more rocks. But so far, we've basically been tweaking a lot of the stuff in here to make sure that the walls are building correctly and that nothing is getting blocked off, so all of the passages are open to the player. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video here, though I still have quite a bit more to show. I just want to get this video up as soon as possible for everyone. I'll be doing another video shortly that will finish covering everything else in this update, so stay tuned for that. Now I just want to take a moment to thank everyone again for your support and your patience. I know I haven't been consistent with video uploads, but I've been working hard on the game and it's taking up the majority of my time right now. If you've already subbed to the channel, please consider subscribing to the mailing list. If you haven't subbed to either, I would really appreciate it. I'm trying to build up the mailing list to gauge interest in the game. If you would like to be informed of major updates happening within the game or to find out when a demo will become available, please sign up for the mailing list. The link is in the description below. As always, thanks for watching.